few weeks back, Man United made the bold decision to get rid of Ruben Amorim in the middle of the season. But interestingly, they didn't replace him with an experienced coach. Instead, they went for old boy Michael Carrick, whose only experience as a first-team coach was in the second division. It wasn't the most popular decision at the time, but 2 games after, he has already won over the whole of the Man United fan base and much of the footballing community. His first 2 games were the toughest anyone could have asked for, the derby against Manchester City and a game against longtime rivals Arsenal at the Emirates. But he came out with 2 wins out of 2. This has got people asking how the manager has been able to turn things around so quickly. We'll be attempting to answer that question in this video today. This is how Michael Carrick has been able to transform Man United in a short time. First of all, make no mistake about it, it is a real transformation. We're not declaring that Man United are back and will go and compete for the league or something, but if you watch these 2 games under Carrick, you would see that there has been a real turnaround. Under Amorim, they were mostly passive and docile, but in the games against City and Arsenal, Man United were fluid, proactive and efficient. In the derby, they were completely dominant. They beat City on XG, created 6 big chances while limiting City to none at all, and ended up keeping a clean sheet. Yes, Amorim beat City during his time, but it was pretty scrappy. No dominance on the pitch, just a smash and grab. This time though, Pep's men were completely schooled, but they didn't rest on their laurels. Having defeated the title challengers the very next week, they went up against the leaders Arsenal, who are arguably the best team in Europe right now, and delivered another very confident performance. The theme of this one was efficiency. They scored 3 goals from just 3 shots on target and just 1 big chance created, but they still also limited Arsenal to just 1 big chance and a 1.2 XG. The Gunners, who are usually very threatening up front, could only score from an own goal and a very scrappy set piece. Such was the organisation of that Man United side. To do that to Arsenal is one thing, but to do it at the Emirates? Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame. With this, Man United became the first team to defeat Arsenal at the Emirates in 9 months, the first team to put 3 goals past Arsenal in 121 matches across all competitions, the first team to defeat Arsenal after conceding the first goal of the game this season, and the first team since 2010 to win back-to-back Premier League games against sides starting the day in the top 2 positions. How has Michael Carrick done this in such a short time? Well, the first thing is that he made sure to return to the basics. He abandoned Amorim's 3 at the back tactic and went straight to the good old 4 at the back setup. When things are tough, it is always very important to return to the basics. The former Man United player kept things simple and avoided overcomplicating things, allowing the players to play freely instead of being held back by strict and complex tactics. There's one more simple thing Carrick did that completely changed everything for the Red Devils. We'll talk about it in a second, but if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Done? Now, back to Carrick. He also just platformed the players correctly. A lot of coaches will tell you that a simple trick to getting the best out of your team is by putting your best players in their best positions and then filling up the remaining gaps around them. This is exactly what Michael Carrick has done in such a short time, which has yielded huge results. He pushed Bruno Fernandes higher up the pitch, removed Ahmad from wing-back and played him on the wing, and took Luke Shaw off centre-back and played him in his preferred left-back position. On top of that, he brought Kobbie Mainoo back into the fold, and guess what? The young midfielder went on to show us what we all already knew, that he's a very talented player. But not only that, he also showed that he is a hard worker. In these 2 games, he was the player who covered the most distance. His return to the team automatically made United better. Michael Carrick also made sure not to try and force anyone into the lineup because of their status or price tag. If you aren't a natural fit, you would have to make do with coming off the bench. This is something a lot of coaches get wrong. Even defending Premier League champion Arne Slot has been guilty of this season. Having spent a lot of money on Isak, Ekitike and Wirtz in the summer, he has often tried to squeeze them all into the same lineup even when it's obvious they cannot play together. It almost never produced the desired results. Michael Carrick has avoided this so far. The club spent over €150 million on just Kuna and Šeško last summer, and that would have pressured a lot of coaches to find a place for them in every starting lineup, but Carrick has not let that pressure get to him. In the games against City and Arsenal, Carrick started these 2 players on the bench, only bringing them on when it was absolutely necessary and putting them in positions where they could positively impact the game. And proper platforming and profiling has made him discover the gem that is Patrick Dorgu on the flanks. Amorim infamously drove all the wingers out of the club because of his very unique setup. Rashford, Garnacho, Sancho and Antony were all either loaned out or sold off completely. This meant that Carrick's wing options were very limited from the jump, and that forced him to get inventive. He saw Dorgu's skill set and determined that he could actually do a job on the left wing. And boy, was he right. Dorgu came up with big goals in back-to-back games against the title contenders, which meant that the Denmark international has now scored more goals in 2 games under Michael Carrick than he did in 40 under Ruben Amorim. Interesting, isn't it? Carrick also figured that Mbeumo can be a target man, and that has also yielded great results in such a short time. After he properly profiled the players, Carrick did one more thing. He taught them to play fluid football. Both against Man City and Arsenal, there were spells where Man United players were moving the ball around so fluidly that you can tell that they were properly drilled in training. In fact, it was this quick and fluid movement that produced 2 of the 3 goals they scored against Arsenal. It seems simple, but as you can see, it has already started to produce great results in such a short time. And you know what all of these simple tweaks did for the team? It made them super confident. When you return to the basics, put players in their most preferred roles and simplify the tactics, you take away nerves and make the players super comfortable. And that's how confidence grows. The truth is that Ruben Amorim always had quality players, and Michael Carrick is showing us that the Portuguese probably just never knew how to bring the best out of them, or maybe he was just too stubborn to do what was needed. Anyway, this is surely a breath of fresh air for Man United fans all around the world. It took Amorim nearly a year to win back-to-back Premier League games, but Michael Carrick has come in and done it in 1 week. Now, it is important for him to build consistency. These 2 games will surely have done wonders for the morale of the players. Now the question is, can they also show this level of composure and quality against the smaller teams in the league? What do you think? Tell us in the comments. While you're there, also tell us what you think the near future holds for Carrick's Man United. With just 1 game per week until the end of the season, what can they achieve in the Premier League? Can they seal a top 4 finish? Can they maybe even make some sort of late title push? Or do you think this was only a purple patch and they will soon fall off once again? We want to hear your thoughts. As always, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.
Goal 90 Shop, your one-stop solution for all your World Cup needs.